Hello, everybody.
My name is Mike. This is the Gameroom Discourse podcast. This episode is sequels and prequels, and we're getting off to a great start here.
You sure are.
Um, we,
We were talking about
anyway,
Asia.
yeah, we were talking about the logistics of what counts as sequels and prequels. My argument is it has to be a sequel to a game in the series. Like it has to be another like in that storyline. It can't be like we were using Final Fantasy. I don't think Final Fantasies, like a lot of them are standalone. Now some of them do count, like Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 are clearly sequel and the first one, like or Final Fantasy, what's the one with lightning?
Lightning
13?
Returns. 13, 13, 2, Lightning Returns.
Yeah. Yeah, so like those count because they're like and they've shown that they will do sequels like that. So Final Fantasy 5 doesn't count because it doesn't have any it doesn't matter.
But what about Mogul?
Not relevant.
Chocobo.
I don't. Wait, what?
Chocobo, Moguls. They share elements.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the
That's-
gods like Muhammad and Ifrit, and
Okay, but they're not relevant to the story that the characters
also
are
the same
taking
kind of
place in.
races.
Kind of. How many SIDS that run, like, airships do you know?
Quite a bit, actually.
Yes.
Or for a car, too. Or they're just a mechanic. Or a dragoon.
Wait, would that
Or
make Kingdom
all-
Hearts the sequel to Final Fantasy? Because it
Oh.
continues
It's
the
a sequel
story.
to Advent Children.
Oh,
In just Advent Children.
I think we broke Mike.
oh.
Oh, man, I'll bring
Kingdom
my
Hearts.
top so we can get off of this.
Kingdom Hearts sucks, and Final
Fuck.
Fantasy doesn't suck. So I kind
Kingdom
of
Hearts sequels and prequels. We talked about this before. didn't
we did do this. We talked about Kingdom Hearts.
How it
'Cause we
has
talked
prequels
about-
and sequels.
I don't know what we talked. No, wasn't it in the when we were doing like a news roundup of like and Kingdom Hearts 4 came up,
Yeah, it sure did.
something like that.
Let's
Also,
not do that.
we got to talk about the direct. Hold on, before we get into this, there was a big thing that happened that actually does
Yeah,
relate
there
to
was a
this.
sequel that got announced in the direct that we
Yeah,
talked about
so,
last podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna start
We literally
stating
recorded
things
the
that are
day-
never gonna happen. We're gonna start stating things that we want that are probably we're not gonna happen, and then just fight about it, and then it'll
By
happen.
the way,
It's-
the episode isn't up now.
oh yeah, it'll be up soon.
We recorded episode 49 right before the Nintendo Direct, and
Yes.
we talked about Metroid Prime 4 not going
We
to
sure
happen.
did. Yeah. Like,
And
it's probably gonna happen on the Switch too, or something like that. Like it'll never happen. It might not even happen again. And then
And
boom.
The next, this always happens. I talked about having Budokai Tenkaichi 4, and then
I
Spark
ranted
Zero
about
gets
Pikmin.
announced, Then Pikmin 4 gets announced.
I think the Pikmin one was the most perfect though.
Yeah, the Pikmin was the lead. Another
That was like the next like couple days that happened.
because we were convinced that was never gonna happen. You guys
No,
were
it was-
convinced that was never gonna happen.
Yeah, why would we?
We talked about the Sonic franchise and about how it's dying.
Oh
Sonic
my God.
Frontiers comes out.
Yep.
Talked about how we wanted another like Pokemon Arceus game.
Yeah. Boom. We are
Ezekiel.
prophets.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
we're
about
prophets.
profit, but we're speaking stuff.
We got a
into the
we got a good track record.
speaking stuff into the universe. Speaking of like stuff that I want to like speak into the universe, probably another addition in this series. Because
Star Fox. All right.
I was but on the topics of prequels and sequels, Borderlands. Oh,
Okay.
man. I mean, it does a pretty good sequel in Borderlands 2. And I mean, like, the essence of sequels. You got returning characters, are still active, elements are still there in the game.
So
You
I've
know,
never
like-
played Borderlands, so tell me about it.
Well, in the first Borderlands, you get a selection of like 4 characters, or even more characters than that if you get the DLC for them. And like you go through the game to progress, to get stronger. And when you go into the second game, they're active like NPCs in the world. Like they're still like very prominent. Like after the completion of the first first game. Like, you see them interact with. They even give you missions.
Mhm.
And then like when I would go, then there's the pre-sequel.
Yes.
So they call it the pre-sequel. It
Oh
goes
God.
back before the events of Borderlands 2,
But after the events of Borderlands 1.
Borderlands 1. So it's the pre-sequel. It's before the sequel. Pre-sequel. The prequel to the sequel.
Can I talk about one
Very
of the
fun.
coolest prequel things that I ever witnessed?
What?
What's that?
Phantom Pain, Metroid, Metal Gear, Phantom Pain. Now I'm not talking about the Phantom Pain. That little prequel thing that they did, the Ground Zero,
Yeah.
that was so cool. I loved that. It was only like an hour or two, but like just good for world building, and it showed like why things ended up that way, and like
It was also kind of
I
a
don't.
demo.
It was a demo, but yeah, so it like helped you learn things, and I liked that.
Yeah.
And it
I mean,
it wasn't
yes.
just a demo that spoiled some of the stuff in the game. Like it was its own thing leading up to the game, which I like. I thought that was cool.
I mean, I was gonna go on that in the pre-sequel. The villain of the the villain of the sequel game is playable in the prequel sequel game.
Spoilers.
For
Yeah.
what? Borderlands?
Metal Gear.
Well,
Oh, Metal Gear. Right,
Yeah.
right.
And Borderlands, yeah.
and Borderlands. Yeah. I mean, you get to see the character before they go all crazy, and you get to see why they turned out evil. It's pretty awesome.
Yes. Which one does this apply to?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 And then
You
so
get
we
to-
also got The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, which a lot of people are telling me they think Nintendo's gone soft with their franchises, and I think that they can shut the fuck up because we've been waiting for a Zelda game for damn near 40 years, and I'm all here for it. Like people are saying that it's going to be it's going to be the Princess Peach Showtime of Zelda. I'm like, no. First off, Zelda is not Peach. Second off, Zelda actually does cool shit and fights. We know of Sheik. Like
it honestly
these are
reminded me of Minish Cap.
things.
So I was
Yeah,
just like,
it looks
yo,
like the Minish Cap. Like, and I think this is gonna be sick.
Yo, more Minish Cap for Zelda. It's like
Yes.
different mechanics.
I also
in the Legend
didn't
of Zelda
think.
game.
I also didn't think they were gonna make another 2D Zelda, which I'm stoked for. I'm happy about it.
I would have
But
preferred
I do think.
to Link Between Worlds, but I see why they did Link's.
How long ago has that been now?
Uh,
God, that's been almost 10 years.
It came out.
A Link Between Worlds. Okay, we keep talking as the other person's gonna start.
I think there's a lag between internet.
All right, you start first.
Link Between Worlds came out, I believe, 13 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
2013. So
Or,
you know,
Okay, so about 11. All right, so all right.
13, so 11.
So yeah, I said 10, you said 13, and it's 11. We're pretty much. We know our Zeldas, Joey. We know our Zeldas.
Yes.
I can give us that. I didn't expect them to make another 2D Zelda. Like period. I just didn't think with their success of the other of let's see here now. Let's go down the list. Since then, Wind Waker remake, Wind Waker remake, Twilight Princess remake, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Skyward Sword remake. That's 5. 2 of them original games. And then you got the spin-offs, Hyrule Warriors Legends, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So yeah, they were due for a 2D game, but it just didn't seem like they were interested. And I'm stoked that they're doing it again because now we have 2 Zeldas back, just like we have Metroid 2D and 3D still. Like well, now we've got Zelda 2D and 3D. Well, which
on the topic
not the same
of
because
sequels and prequels, where do you think this will take place in the timeline?
it's gonna be this. So it's not gonna be current. It's gonna be in the past. It's probably gonna take place after Link's Awakening and before, like whatever. I don't remember the exact timeline that Link's Awakening is in. Which part? I think it's in the the hero loses child timeline or whatever it's called, or the hero wins child. I don't know. I don't remember. The timeline is confusing.
It
But it's
might
gonna
be
be
taking the thing
before
of like,
Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
because they might just be making yes, let's keep games of this type in the same style or something, same timeline, same style or something. I don't know. That'd be helpful if that was the case.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's 100% gonna be a sequel to Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have. Hold on, let me look at the timeline so I can get it
Awakening
right
was in
for the
2019,
Zelda nuts out there.
and it does.
Uh,
It
hold
does
on, I got it.
style.
Give me a second.
2019.
I do like the style. I understand why some people don't, but they can fuck themselves. I don't care. They're wrong. They're allowed to be wrong. It's okay.
It does look like the same style of Link's Awakening.
It is the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's gonna be in the
same
same timeline as Link's Awakening. And did I get it right? The hero.
echoes. Of
I can't
Link's-
read this font. Oh, the hero
Yeah,
was defeated.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yep, I was right. Okay. Wow, I can't believe I got that right off the top of my head. that's crazy.
Forgot they
I
also
didn't
use
realize.
Historia.
standard
I didn't.
canon for that too.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought Spirit Tracks came before Phantom Hourglass.
No.
Okay, the other way around. Interesting. I also didn't realize that Four Swords was technically its own adventure.
Yeah, it's like a spinoff.
Weird. Okay. Anyway, because they all merge. The current timeline, they all merge. All of these other timelines merge with the new Link being born, and we get Breath of the Wild, and then we get Tears of the Kingdom. So that's where we are. So this is going to probably slot in, I would say, either right after the Oracle games, and before Link Between Worlds, or it could be right after Link Between Worlds. But it's going to be in that timeline. It's going to be before Legend of Zelda 1. Yeah, it's going to be before that era. I would say because it would probably be the era of decline, which is right after Triforce Heroes, because that would make sense because Link is clearly out of the picture right now, and Zelda is taking the mantle, and the Triforce of Courage is hidden. That's all we know about the era of decline, is that the Triforce of Courage is hidden, which would make sense because Link is disposed.
I'd say
And
sealed.
so I think it's going to slot, yeah, or whatever. I think, but that would still be hidden. Like, there's only one other person that knows where it is, apparently. Like, if we go by the trailer we got. So I think it would slot perfectly right after Triforce Heroes.
Hmm.
I could see it going right after the Oracle games. But I don't know. Because the Oracle games is the era of Light and Dark, so I could see it being towards the end of that. But I don't see how that leads into Link Between Worlds. So, who knows? Nintendo really hasn't ever utilized. This is really all just fan stuff that we've put together. They just kind of make the games and we figure it out. So,
Something like that.
I can't really think. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be in the era of decline, right after Triforce Heroes. Anyway.
E.
um,
Sequels and prequels, yeah, and God, it made it fairly complicated for that. But it's still within theme.
yeah, exactly. What about? So let's talk about the other elephant in the room, Mario and Luigi.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Mario and Luigi.
What do we think? Sequel, prequel, in between?
I'm gonna say sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. They don't normally do the
I'm leading that way as well.
what's up with Mario. No, I mean like Mario and Luigi still some pretty good ones.
Yeah. I do like the Paper Mario that it kind of follows the same storyline. Except for no, okay. The Paper Mario games that matter,
Yeah.
I think, are good or cool. Um I like the idea of sequels, but I don't necessarily always like them in practice because I think a lot of times, and I've said this before on the podcast, I think a lot of times nowadays game companies are making games with certain content left out or certain ideas left out to make a sequel. And I don't like that practice because A, you don't know if your game is going to succeed. You can never know. And B, if it doesn't succeed, the reason that it could fail is that there's things that feel left out. There's things that are answered. Like those are things that could lead to a game not doing as well. So I think, with the amount of games that get pitched in this market, you got to take all your chances. You can't just half-ass it unless you're like one of the big three and you could get away with that. I don't see how that's a good idea. I don't like when the big three do it either. I think, and a lot of people don't give. Look, I'm the biggest Zelda nut, or one of the biggest Zelda nuts you'll ever find. I'll be the first to tell you. I don't think enough people criticize the fact that Zelda Breath of the Wild was way too barren. Like, there was not a lot going on. The novelty of what people got a lot of their time out of was the fact that it was open world, but a lot of the open world felt empty. And that's not a good thing. Like, you see people spending hundreds of hours in the game. I'm not someone who does that. I beat a game once and I'm usually moving on. I beat that game in 40, 50 hours, not even. And that's not going to cut it for a game like that. And then they make the sequel, and let me get this off my shoulders. Tears of the Kingdom dwarfs over Breath of the Wild in every aspect, in my opinion,
Yep.
because it feels like the full game. It is astronomically better than Breath of the Wild. It's the first game that I've ever not the first. It's one of like a handful, and I mean a handful of games that I've beaten more than once. I have like 400 to 500 hours in that game. I do challenge runs in that game because there's so many things you can do. That feels like what Breath of the Wild should have been. Breath of the Wild, it's good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's great. It's awesome. But it gets overlooked, I think, because that it was good. People don't think about, well, yeah, but then they milked that series. Like, they milked all of that. They made a prequel that explained stuff that could have been in the game. They made a sequel that explained stuff and added more questions. Let me be real here. But so there's times where I just feel like, give us the whole game, and then if you think of something after, then do it. I can't in good conscience say that I believe Nintendo made Breath of the Wild and then thought of Tears of the Kingdom. I
That's
just don't.
little
I
bit
don't think that it's true. I
That's a
don't think that
little
it's
bit
true.
unfair.
Why? Explain.
Because there's the first iteration of them trying that. I mean, after
It's not though. It's not.
for for that version of it, yes, it's a different
I
engine
mean,
they had to make.
yes, that's
And
true.
still
But
certain mechanics, as well as different freaking like items
did
you
you
can
play Breath of
use.
the Wild? Do you know did you beat Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I played through it. I
Okay.
didn't really
Did you beat Tears of the Kingdom?
No, I didn't get the chance to beat Tears of the Kingdom.
Have you played Tears of the Kingdom?
No.
Ah, all right. So then, okay.
I
So
imagine that it's a billion times better.
it's
But
not just that it's
I'm
better. It's that there's certain things in the game that just for a company as big as Nintendo, it feels like, how do you forget something like that. Like, there's a lot of those
Probably
moments in Tears of the
wasn't.
Kingdom.
It wasn't like a forget. It was more of just like they can't implement it in time. And they still have
They delayed
great.
that game so long. They could have had. I don't know. I understand what you're saying, James. I do. I totally do. And I'm not gonna shit on Breath of the Wild because it's a fantastic game. It's not. I'm not here to shit on it. I'm just saying that I feel like some of these things get overlooked. And
I just feel like now that you've seen the better product, you think it's the finished product rather than just version 2.0.
yes, that is how I feel.
I feel like
And
it's just their second time at the chalkboard, and they're like, okay, now that this thing has set the groundwork, we can go back and improve it.
so, okay, that's fair. But they didn't just improve it.
If they didn't just improve it, then warrants a sequel. They had to build a lot of
It is a
different
sequel.
things.
It is a
Yeah,
sequel. There's
exactly.
like the depths of Tears of the Kingdom is something that I definitely don't think they thought of in Breath of the Wild. I think that's totally new and warranted a sequel. And the sky, like I think that's awesome. But when you go off of the land aspect of things, there's there's just some little weird things that are just like how why did this not get thought of? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It could just be me. But you know, I love both games. They're both in my top 10 of all time. So, um, and I just don't. I just personally think that there's there are things that got left out that shouldn't have been left out, and that could have made it in.
Yep. Like
When you
bigger
see just
inconsistencies.
how yeah, like when there's so much that they added, and I'm glad they did. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have added all of this stuff, but there's just I don't know, man. There's a little. It's just a little weird sometimes.
You also got to
It's a
think
little
about like
weird.
justifying the amount that you can put in for the game. So they still have to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But when you think about how many times the game got delayed, like they clearly wanted to make the best product that they could. So
Yeah, and I feel like they could have easily. I mean,
I think
how
they could
many?
have done more.
Yeah,
About which game
they
that got
probably
delayed? Because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I'm pretty sure they both got delayed.
Yeah, they
yeah,
both did, and I think they both. I think it was justified. The products are great for both sides, but I think that Tears of the Kingdom's delay makes a little less sense than Breath of the Wild. If Breath of the Wild puts some of the things that Tears of the Kingdom, if Breath of the Wild adds some of the things that Tears of the Kingdom had, that I feel like, okay, let's take one easy one off the top of the head, right? One easy one. Why don't we see any Zonai equipment? Like even any ruins? If Breath of the Wild just has some of these big buildings or whatever around, even if you can't explore them yet, like if they just add some of these things, then I feel like that's better. And then with Tears of the Kingdom, you already have that, and it doesn't just have to fall out of the sky. Like I feel like they struggled to connect the two, aside from them just being in the same world. Because there's also the fact of there is very little to no mention of any of the Guardians or any of the like Sheikah stuff. It's just gone. There's one Guardian in the entire Tears of the Kingdom map, and it looks like it's been there for 100 years when it hasn't. And there's just some weird things. It's just a little weird. That's all. That's all I'll say. It's just a little weird sometimes. But I love both games. Tears of the Kingdom is a fantastic sequel. It set the bar, I think, astronomically high. I'm excited to see what they do next. But I do think that Breath of the Wild is the transition is a little weird.
Yes.
I don't know. I
You agree
can
with me,
you
really?
allow
Like you know
me?
what I'm talking about.
Can you
Yes.
allow me to make a
Okay.
very unfair comparison?
Yeah, it's our podcast. You can do whatever the fuck you want. What am I gonna say?
I would
No.
like to say Yeah, you sure can. I'll still do it anyway, but you can say no.
Exactly. Like right.
But I mean, like, I feel it's unfair for such sequels sometimes can be the better product. It's not always the
Hmm.
case, and it will add
No,
things
you're
that
right.
like, dang, that should have been in there. I feel like it's just, I don't know, maybe a little bit of recency bias
I
in the
agree
sense
with
of it's
that.
like,
And I think that a lot of people let's use the example of
I was gonna give you the example of
oh, go for it.
Pokemon Red and Blue and then Gold to Silver.
Boom,
We got
perfect.
5 new types active. We
Yep,
got introduced to held items. We got
yep,
introduced to eggs,
yep.
and it's
I
just
think
like
all that's great.
let me, and like
Now,
that stuff that feels like it should have been in there. Like, why
yes.
can't I put 2 Pokemon in freaking daycare? Why couldn't I breed them before so I could get more of the same Pokemon?
Now
Why couldn't I
I
just give
think
them
the
items
difference
before?
is I think the difference is, and this could just be me, but I think the difference between Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild and Red and Blue and what is it, Gold and Silver? Gold and
Yeah,
Silver, right? I
yeah,
think the
Gold and
difference
Silver.
between those is that Zelda was established and Nintendo knows Zelda's going to sell and they should probably make the best product they can. Whereas Pokemon Red and Blue was brand new. Nobody had seen anything like that before. Nobody had like that was brand new. So they might have had some things where like, well, if this does well, we can move forward. But let's put this out there and see what people think, and then we'll know. So that's so I think that that's a
That's
little bit different.
an unfair comparison. I'm gonna say.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're gonna make a game and then basically make an improved version of the game, and goddamn, Gold and Silver is an improved version of Red
Oh
and
yeah.
Blue by a large margin
Yeah.
because it added stuff that definitely feels like it should have been in the game.
Like it's hard to play Red and Blue nowadays. It's not that hard to play Gold and Silver.
It's not yet because they added a bunch of stuff, and it's even
Yeah.
easier to play the next generation and the generation after that because it adds
Yes.
stuff that makes sense to the series because you see
Exactly.
them in the spirit of Pokemon. You see it evolve by the next game.
Yep.
You see the stuff of like, dang, it should have been in there since day one.
I do. Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that's a similar point. I do understand. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. It could, like I
But I,
said, it could just be me.
but they
It could just
do
be a me
like
thing.
stuff like that for every Pokemon. That's what I'm saying. I
I think
couldn't list
Pokemon
like
is
every
is
one
a
of them.
bigger
Yeah,
problem with that than Breath of the Wild was nowadays versus like before. I think nowadays Pokemon milks everything they can, and it's becoming abysmal.
oh
All
yeah.
of this extra DLC that is just painfully obvious they had it waiting because of their deadlines. Like there's
Well, to
no
be
excuse.
fair, they did something similar like that before with the
Yeah,
third game.
yeah,
And
exactly. So Pokemon's been doing this a long time, and I don't like
they're
it.
technically the sequel in their game, basically. Of
Yeah.
just like, oh man, you got red and blue. Okay, we're later gonna release yellow, where you can get even more Pokemon in.
Can we talk
Oh,
about
and
can
also,
we talk about why we didn't get Zed or like Pokemon Z or Pokemon fucking Green or what was it?
in all reality, they should have because Platinum sold pretty well, if I remember correctly. So that was the
I hate
last third game.
I hate
And
that.
Black and White had Black and White 2. Maybe
Yes,
that one
exactly.
was probably the one because technically it's the same gen, and it
Is
was
it
the
Black and
sequel.
White? I'm starting to
They're the
replay
same
Black
gen.
and White. I'm starting to replay Black and White, specifically Black. I will say, as 24-year-old instead of a 9-year-old, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
You can put it on record. Mike has said that Pokemon Black is pretty good. I'm about 3 gyms in, pretty good. Um,
pretty
and
fun.
I will be playing White 2, I think, or Black 2. I don't know which one I should play if I play Black, but I don't know how the coloring works. I don't know. I see why I had a lot of concerns. I still think that a lot of my concerns are valid. Um, but I do think that I was a little too harsh on my criticisms based off of how it felt as a 9-year-old to play it versus what it was meant to be. But I think that also inherently is like the games are targeted towards kids. And I think that if you're able to enjoy a Pokemon game better as an adult than as a kid, that something's a little weird there. Maybe not wrong or bad,
Oh yeah,
but a little weird.
it's heavily story based for
Yeah,
for five for
yeah.
Gen
And
5.
I love that. I think I love it, but I don't know how they got away with some of these things that are in this game
It,
to like market
it,
towards kids.
it got really heavily story based, but didn't hold your hand as much, and then they overcorrected later on.
Well, no, I just mean like some of the story elements are dark.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
just mean,
they do that a lot. They do that a
yeah,
lot.
I mean like how did I don't
Sun
know.
and
Oof.
Moon. Sun and Moon, the dimension where the
Yeah,
went and ate the fucking sun, so they're all
like
eternal darkness.
I don't know. There's
Or in
some
this
things
series
about
where we
this.
got like, hey, replacement freaking person.
Yeah, it's a
Robot
little
replacement
strange.
because the other one fucking died. Anyway,
Um,
stuff
I
changes as it goes on.
yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
for the topic for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, when we get another one, we'll also get probably another change. That'll make us think, dang,
There,
that
there's
should have
no
been in there
way
from the start.
they make a third one.
It is very successful. They could,
I
but
don't.
it
What
would
do you
in
do
the sequel. They're gonna have to figure it out. They're gonna
if
have to
they
figure it
okay?
out.
If they're gonna make a sequel to Tears of the Kingdom, they have to. They have to make it. You have to go to a different area. It can't be Hyrule again.
Yeah.
Like, give us Tellius. Give us or not Tellius. What
No,
is?
no. Go to the sacred realm. Go to the fucking sacred.
Yeah, no. The depths.
Unseal the sacred realm.
I think the depths are the sacred realm. I think the depths are the sacred realm because I think that's where everything has fallen, and that's where the monsters have gone to. I think that would be what it's alluding to.
I want to go to low rule.
Yeah, give me what is
Thanks.
I can't remember what Majora's Mask takes place in.
Termina.
Termina. Tellius is Fire Emblem. Give me Termina. Give me something that's not Hyrule. Because I can't go through the same map a third time.
You could just
No,
do the Wind
because
Waker
they
one.
already
Go
did.
flood the world in Breath of the Wild style.
Wind Waker 2.
Wind Waker Breath of the Wild.
Ah. Wind Waker's already like Breath of the Wild. It's
now
pretty open world.
now instead of an open vast world where there's nothing but plains and nothing in them, you get an open ocean. There's nothing in vast ocean.
Yeah, right.
Thing is, we already have
I
a Wind Waker 2 Phantom Hourglass.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why I thought Spirit Tracks came first, but whatever. I thought it was Spirit Tracks, Wind Waker, and then Phantom Hourglass. But
Nope.
it's Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks,
Yeah.
which is
Found a
interesting.
different continent. Found a different continent that isn't flooded.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I don't know, man, but I don't know what they do. Like my sister made a good point. She's like, if they do a third one, so like the underlying theme of the first one, Breath of the Wild, was blue. Like everything was blue. The Chigatech was like it had blue outlines. It was orange, but it had like all the blue outlines and all the blue coloring, and that's the color for the Triforce of Wisdom. And then Tears of the Kingdom, everything's green. Like the logo's green, like and that's Triforce of Courage.
Red for power.
So now we're going for
Yeah,
Ganon
now they would have to be power. But how do you do that?
What for? Wouldn't it be red?
No, I know it would be red, but like, how do you? What do you play as Ganon? Like, what do you do?
I'd love a game where you
Because
play.
Ganon's dead. I think that would be cool. Yeah, but
I
like,
think Ganon gets resurrected every now and then. I don't know.
yeah, but the calamity ended. Like this time, it ended. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's over.
God, no more calamity.
So it's
going to go back and
donezo.
resurrect.
And if Ganon was gonna resurrect, it wouldn't
You'd
make
have to
much
wait a
sense
couple.
with what happened.
You'd have to wait. You'd have to wait.
Yiga
Now,
Clan. Who can play as the Yiga Clan?
No, I think that a more central way to do it would be to reintroduce Vati or Aghanim.
Give us just a new threat besides Gan.
The
Yeah,
thing,
like or give us Twin Rova because they were seen in Tears of the Kingdom. Have them try to resurrect Dragon Ganon or whatever it would be resurrected as, and that would make sense. I could see that,
I have an
and
idea.
you could use the Yiga with that, but the Yiga have become a joke, which I
Yes,
don't know if I like that either.
because of that, they're so weak. Imagine a stealth game where you play as the Yiga and you're transporting all around the world, transforming as different villagers, trying to deceive.
Yeah, but Nintendo wouldn't do that. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Nintendo won't have their good boy be a villain.
It's just like in Red and Blue, where it's just like, hey, you want to join Team Rocket? And it's like,
You can
yeah.
always go
Good.
back to
Right?
Tingle.
Tingle. I want to know what happened to him.
The Tingle Adventures.
Yeah, is he dead?
It's technically the CDI timeline.
Yeah.
So he's
I don't
in
know.
his Rosie Rupee land.
I
Yeah.
think another game franchise that needs a sequel, proper sequel, is Star Fox. Stop giving us Star Fox 64, please, or Star Fox 1 remade, please. Give
They
us a new
gotta
one.
try and reintroduce it to other people.
No,
That's
no, they
just
don't.
continuing the series, which would be
Nobody is gonna
fantastic
get into
anyway.
Star Fox. I guarantee you, nobody that wants to play Star Fox wants that, and nobody's gonna get into Star Fox because they know about its reputation. You're not
You
gonna
know they
appeal to
are.
anyone.
Well, we
Give
already
it
have.
We try to appeal to a general audience rather than people who currently have Star.
and see what's happened every time they've tried to do that.
I know. I'm not. I'm literally saying it sarcastically. I'm just like, oh, we
Okay.
try to appeal to our general audience.
Every time
while
the game has
disregarding the
sold
current
less.
audience they have.
Every time it's sold worse.
Their
That
facts
just
count.
Star
happens
Fox.
a lot of the time.
Give
Speaking of
us
like the issues with
sequel,
sequels, some sequels, some things don't need more sequels, which gives
or
like
give us a
sequels
prequel.
burnout. Fuck, I got to. In terms of like sequels, I'm tired of seeing a Black Ops sequels
Oh, bro, I'm tired of Black Ops as a whole. But go on.
because it's just like no, the first two, maybe even like they're fine. Like every
They're gonna
spin-off,
run out of sequels because they're gonna run out of wars that happened.
yeah, except for like they didn't.
Advanced Warfare.
They did Cold
Yeah.
War. They did Cold War. You know, the time when there was no war, they did just basically spy war.
Yeah.
And that it's a thing of just like, ah, man, dude, I love these characters, but if I keep seeing them, I'm just gonna get tired and bored of seeing them over again. I'm tired of seeing Woods, even though I like Woods. I'm tired of seeing them.
Wait,
Let
wait,
Mason
does
rest.
Black Ops teams have a story?
Yes,
Yeah.
a
Like
campaign.
they have like actual
They
like
have a
consistent
campaign.
characters.
Yes,
Oh,
they have campaign
neat.
missions where you go through like a story based on each war of just like, ah, yes, Alex Mason during like the for Black Ops One took place during the Cuban Missile Crisis era.
The era of the era,
Yeah, the era. I know during that time period, basically
the
right
era
there.
of the
It's
missile
like,
crisis.
hey, yeah, the era, the era. You know, like how people say they're going through the era for a month. Except,
Yeah, right. Like that's what I'm saying.
but yeah, Alex Mason is the main character in that, and well, you start off the mission being basically like strict, like withheld because you're just like captured. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. They're like, okay, Mason, we need you to cooperate, and you have no idea where the fuck you are, just tied down to a chair. Heck, even when you log into Black Ops One, you start off in a chair for the menu screen.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's really nice.
I
When you go to
I
the
think the
second one,
best
you play as Mason's son.
I think the best sequel, like the best example, like this is gonna be a cop out, and you could call me out on it. I know it's fine, but I think the best example, like the best franchise, like the franchise with the best examples of both prequels and sequels, it's got to be Metal Gear.
Mm,
Like a series that has done both sequels and prequels.
Yakuza. I'd say Yakuza.
I never played
Better
Jax, so
job.
I don't know.
It does several prequels. And hell, people would say that one of the prequels is better than a lot of the other games.
Zero.
The amount of good sequels. Yeah.
I don't
A
know.
lot of
Metal
people
Gear,
love Yakuza 0.
Metal Gear. I don't know. That was special. Seeing the first two games be as good as they were, and then see Peace Walker, and like, who is this? What is this? And you hear about all these characters that you know, like in the world you currently play in a Snake. It's like now you're the boss, or now you're the big boss. I mean,
Small boss.
like hearing all like I don't know the way they did it was really cool.
Oh yeah, they
I
do.
wish Kojima could come back because Metal Gear's been shite ever since.
Yakuza
Speaking
0
of
does the
Konami,
similar thing.
What'd you say?
speaking of Konami, I want
Oh,
another
let's
Castlevania.
do it. I want another Castlevania. I want a new Contra. I want what's the other one?
Okay, but do you want sequels or prequels to the stories that they have there?
Both.
Yes,
Understood.
I want both.
I just want good games, and Konami doesn't give them
Yeah.
anymore.
Nope.
Fair enough.
Silent Hill. That's the other one. I want more Silent Hill.
But didn't we get PT?
No, we didn't.
In the topic of sequels, of
Never
another game
came out.
also is coming out soon. Assassin's Creed.
That is an oversaturated franchise.
It's oversaturated with sequels because we get a new one every year. It
Yeah.
does
Yep.
technically continue the story, and we do get prequels a lot in there too,
Yeah.
like side stories. Oh no, this happened. This happened here. This one's over here. I mean, just
Well, this
end
one's
the
over
series.
here.
Just end the series. If I ever wanted to get back into the series, it would take me too much time. There's too
Yeah, that's how I
many
feel about One
parts of
Piece.
Assassin's. It's too much. One Piece you can catch up to. Assassin's Creed you can't catch up to. I've tried both. In One Piece I was more successful.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Because there's a difference in watching something like on end and going completing missions and being like, I kind of want to enjoy the game. You have to put your own input for it. So it's just like, cool. Assassin's Creed. Several out of the cut. It's fucking.
Assassin's Creed's. They used to be so good.
Yep.
I mean, like they do some. Like I played Origin.
I'm sure they're.
I'd say
I'm sure
that was
they're
a
not.
pretty good one.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not bad games. Like any. Like I'm not. I'm sure there's just too many.
Yeah, it's too many. Every time I'm considering to play one, it feels like another one pops out of the woodwork, and I'm just like, okay,
And
I'm
sometimes they
getting
do two at
overwhelmed.
once.
Like you're getting overwhelmed by the amount of Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed there is. So it's just like I don't know where to start. You get that little thing of just what is it called? What is that feeling called? Like
Choice paralysis.
yes, thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue. Choice paralysis when it comes to Assassin's Creed, where it's just like, okay, even if I know where to start, it's just gonna be like, God, there's too many fucking games in between there and there. Where it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm several years behind.
They do quantity instead of
Yeah.
quality.
I'm a decade behind on
Hey,
Assassin's
you know who
Creed.
else does that? It's our favorite franchise, Pokemon.
Yeah.
But Pokemon is a little bit different in the sense of just like, I
Yeah, it's
don't know.
worse.
Pokemon, you don't need to do the other ones. You can just hop in anytime.
I
Yeah.
guess.
For
Yeah,
Assassin's
but
Creed, it feels like if I want the whole story or understand what the fuck's going on, I have to go back and be like, okay, I gotta go play this game. Understand the shit that happened in that.
I just think that I don't know. I think that the games aren't. I don't know. Take a break. Relax. Enjoy your wealth.
Only the top like
You already know.
1% can.
I know. It's a dick. I hate it. But what else? I know some of you are probably expecting me to say Mother 4. Those of you who want to say that haven't been watching this long enough, because I am of the opinion that Mother 4 should never happen.
It's a complete series.
It is finished. Yep. And I liked the ending. So I don't think that should happen. If you disagree, you're wrong. It's okay. Um,
I mean,
what else?
what would you guys say is your like favorite sequel?
Uh, favorite
Like it,
sequel. Okay.
he eclipsed the first one by a mile. Like goddamn, you'd never play. You would always play the second one and never play the first one because it's just
Metroid Dread.
that much better.
For me, it's
There we
just
go.
Metroid.
Dread is up there, but I think I would still like to play the other games. I wouldn't just want to play Dread,
The
because
only way
I feel like if you just started in Dread, you wouldn't know what's going on.
fair enough, but the other games just are missing a lot of quality of life.
Yeah, but you've got remakes of the first one and the second one. Super Metroid is not that outdated. People
It is.
over exaggerate it. I disagree with you. I played it not too long ago. It's not that bad.
It's bad for me.
Okay, well, we are both fans of the series. We are bound to have differing opinions of some points. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's just that
We
you're
both
wrong.
agree that it's a.
To take
we
the
both
words out of
agree
your
that
mouth.
we both agree that it's an important game
Yes.
and was good at its time. So that's really all that matters. I think that it still holds up fine, but I also don't, you know, harp on certain things that you do, and you don't harp on certain things that I do. So it's different.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I think the one sequel that I would play, and I wouldn't need to play the first one, and I would just want to play the second one is I've played a lot of sequels. I can't think of one that's better than Tears of the Kingdom. I really, it might be recency bias a bit, but it just, I don't ever have a need to play Breath of the Wild again. Tears of the Kingdom has all of that and more. I just don't, um,
Fair enough. You want
like
to know what mine is?
Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn is one of my favorite games of all time. But at the same time, I like Path of Radiance as well, and they're two halves of the same story. So I couldn't really say that, given your criteria. Um, even though I think I like Radiant Dawn. No, I don't know. Radiant Dawn and Tears of the Kingdom are pretty close for me. Um, but would you count the Mystery Dungeon Explorer games as sequels?
I mean, if you play like a later version of,
Like,
I'd
would
say
you consider
yeah.
Sky
Yeah,
a
Yes.
I would
sequel?
consider Sky a sequel.
Then it could be Explorers of Sky because Time and Darkness are some of my favorite games ever. But then Explorers of Sky clips those for me. Um, I could also say, you know, um, the Phoenix Wright sequels. I love the first game a lot, but Dual Destinies is my favorite game, and I can play that at any time and still, be happy. I don't feel like I'd be missing something. But that also comes with the fact that I've played the other games, so I don't know how it would feel to just play Dual Destinies.
Yeah, it's kind of hard saying.
It's,
Because if a
Yeah,
sequel is really good, that means that the previous one was very successful. It has
right.
merit.
Exactly.
but I was saying like, it, more of like it feels like a worse experience when you go to it. My example for this would be Saints Row 4.
I had not played Saints Row. I've watched Saints Row 3
Saints
a
Row
long time
3,
ago.
great game. Saints Row 4, peak game.
Ah,
I
I
don't know
see.
how to say this of just like, oh, I can play Saints Row 4 perfectly fine, but when I go to Saints Row 3, I'm like, dang, this is a lot slower. Dang, I don't really feel like playing this. Dang, I feel like I'd rather be playing Saints Row 4. Dang,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I guess
I
for me
get
that
you.
would be Kong Country Returns.
Yeah, I was thinking that, Joey. I was, but I don't know, man. I think Tropical Freeze has it.
I haven't played Tropical Freeze enough, so Returns is it for me.
For me, it's just like why play the one before when I could be playing
Or
this?
even DKC 2.
Haven't played enough.
Yeah.
There are way
I
too
don't know. I
many
keep.
play more.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
That-
why would I go and play Street Fighter 1 when I can go play Street
yeah,
Fighter
like that's a
2,
good
3,
example.
4,
Street
5,
Fighter
6?
2 might be the best sequel ever made.
I still like
Yeah.
Street Fighter 3 better.
Yeah,
Really?
I'd say Street Fighter. No, I know Street Fighter 3 is better, definitely, 100%.
Oh.
I'm saying it's just a better sequel. It improved on 1 too much to the point
Yeah,
that I'm like,
I would agree.
I'd
I
rather
see what you're saying.
I'd rather consider 2 the start of the series rather than 1.
Yes.
So you think 2 is a better
I-
sequel to 1 than 3 is a better sequel to 2? You think that 2 as a sequel is better than 3 as a sequel? I get you, but
Yes,
3 is a better
exactly.
game.
Technically,
3 is a better game by far.
Yeah.
But 2
Okay,
improves
I see what you're
so
saying.
much on 1 that it's a better sequel.
I see what you mean.
3 is technically a sequel to Alpha.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys know that more than I do. I've
It's weird.
played 2. I've played 2 and I've played 5, and we both know how
3
5.
is also like technically chronologically latest.
Yes,
Okay.
fair.
Until Street Fighter 6 came out. Until Street Fighter 6 came out.
Yes.
I think the other one that I always think about is Sonic Adventure 2 being a sequel to Adventure 1. I loved both games, but going back and playing Adventure 1, it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really unfair sometimes.
Are you
And
Yeah,
playing,
Adventure 2 can be as well, but I don't know.
are you
You
playing
already
the
got Chao Garden. You got probably
Yeah.
the best gameplay from the game anyway.
Yeah.
In terms of like better Sonic and Shadow levels. Tails has his own
Yeah.
kind of way of battling now with Eggman. And you still got Knuckles and Rouge searching for the emeralds, which is also pretty good.
Exactly. And it
And
introduced
you don't have
Shadow.
Beat the Cat.
You don't have Beat the Cat.
Beat the Cat.
That's a big one. I think Pikmin 4 is a pretty darn good sequel, and you don't need to play the others.
I'd still say 2 is worth merit.
I don't like 2. I mean, 2's. I know I can't say that being a Pikmin fan that I don't like 2, but 2's my least favorite. Let's put it that way. I like all of them, but 2's my least favorite.
I was going to
actually.
say that. What is your least favorite sequel? Mine would be Overwatch 2.
My least favorite sequel? Now, okay.
Sequel.
I'm going to
Ruined
set
the
some ground
franchise
rules
for me,
here.
Overwatch 2.
I'm going to set some ground rules here. We have to have, if it's a story-based game, we have to have played a significant chunk. And if it's like a battle royale or something like that, we have to have played like a good few hours. It has to be something that we've experienced. It can't be something that we didn't like and turn it off.
Oh no,
Like immediately.
no. Mine's justified. Again, it's Overwatch
Okay.
2. It's
Yeah,
Overwatch
I agree with
2.
that. For me,
I
my
played-
least favorite sequel
Go on.
might be maybe Sonic 06 or
That's a pretty good one.
Star Fox Zero.
Fair enough. For me, I'd say
I haven't-
Sticker.
Sticker Star is a good one, yeah. I mean a bad one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a good
I
bad
think,
one.
yeah, I think what's it called? Pokemon Mission Dungeon Gates to Infinity was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I didn't
I mean,
like. I haven't played Star Fox Adventures, so I can't give an opinion on that.
I've
But I
played
do
it.
imagine it'd be up there.
It's
I don't. Is it a
mediocre.
bad game or a bad Star Fox game?
Bad Star Fox game, mediocre game.
Okay, that's what I hear the most.
Yeah. It's just not good.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's up there too.
I like the mechanics. That's the
Yeah.
only good thing that I could say about that game.
Yeah, but also nixing half the roster.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of fun.
By a lot.
The 2v2 gameplay is actually kind of fun. That's it. That's
It
it.
is fun. It is fun. But it also
Is DMC Devil May Cry? Does that count?
I mean,
Reboot?
Or is
They
that just
kind
is
of
that a reboot?
fix it.
Okay.
They
Attempted.
kind of fixed it. It was just like, oh no, he's just son and all that.
Oh, Joey, Metroid Other M. Easy. There we go.
I have not played enough of it.
It's bad. It's not the worst combat mechanics and whatnot, but it just really hurts Samus's character.
You see,
Like as what she's supposed to be.
I skip that stuff because hey, I'm not a story guy.
Lucky
I could also
you.
say Sonic Forces was a pretty bad
Sonic
game.
Forces sucks. And it
It
sucks
was the
because not
height
even that
of bad Sonic.
yeah, it's not even that it's like broken. It's just so boring.
It tried to be Generations 2. It
Yeah,
bad as fuck.
it's not
Gave us
like
our
sorry.
own Sonic sodas.
Yeah, like Sonic Boom is a worse game, like mechanically and everything, but you can have fun in Sonic Boom by
You can have
breaking it.
Sonic. Yes, exactly.
But like,
I mean,
there's nothing to.
You can at least appreciate that flanderization of the characters. For the
Yeah,
ones in
exactly.
Sonic Forces, you can't.
There's nothing there. Like Infinite had such a
Terrible
cool,
character.
and what makes it worse is they had a cool idea. Like killing
They brought
Sonic
back so
for
many-
part of the game is a cool idea, but he's gone for one level.
They brought back a fun amount of characters too. Hell, Silver got to be back in the game.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunate. He's still
I
not
know,
in a good
right?
Sonic game.
Yeah, I know, right? He's never been in a good mainline Sonic game.
Which,
Fuck.
yeah, it's.
He's like, it's so upsetting. It's actually.
If you
so
see him in
upsetting,
the game, run the other way.
basically. My God.
Yeah, man. We could put a lot of Sonic games on here.
Oh yeah, we could put a couple of Sonic games on here.
I
There's
just
some
realized.
good. There's some good like Sonic games. And there's some
Oh
bad
my god,
Sonic
there's
games.
some bad ones. There's some great ones, but
There's some
I don't think. I
bad
think the funniest part about Sonic is the worst game in the series to me is Sonic Forces, and that's because it's not bad enough that it's fun, and it's not good enough that it's fun.
Oh yeah, you could if you're a masochist or
Yeah,
or if you're like, oh man, this game is so fucking dumb that you get enjoyment out of it, you can play Sonic 06.
yeah, exactly.
Not,
Like Sonic
we've done
games
it.
are always
We've
to the
literally done
extreme.
it.
We've done it. We've literally beaten it.
Yep.
Sonic games are always the extreme good or the extreme not good. And the funniest part is that my least favorite is the one that's the only one in the middle.
Yeah, Forces is the only one that's just like boring.
Yeah,
Bad.
exactly.
Doesn't do anything interesting.
How do you make a boring Sonic game? And Forces proved it.
Which you
The
put
only
Silver.
thing good about it is the music, and even that is considered some of the worst for the Sonic games.
Yeah, I like 2 tracks, and one of them I like ironically.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
I like no Fist Bump. I like ironically. The only one that I like Infinite's theme unironically, just because of the beats to it. I think are good, but Fist Bump is very cringy.
It's fun cringe.
It can be. It can be.
It can be. Like if you get that feeling of just like the booth is fun, you know. It's fun.
Oh yeah, the
Why is
boost.
my
You don't need to put any input in for it.
Yeah.
what is wrong with my internet lately? It is just
But I mean,
not
like,
working. Okay.
Don't
If
know.
you let go of your shame, fucking fist bump is fun.
Yes.
It's a bopper, yeah.
It's a bopper when you let go of your shame. You put it back on, it's just like
Together.
Yo, you guys know Ashimo, right? From Smash?
No.
You don't know Ashimo? He's a Ryu player. He's one of the best players in the world right now.
I have not been paying attention to Smash ever since Steve came out.
Fair enough.
that's very fair.
He's a Japanese Ryu player, and he's like top 5 in Japan, which is the best region. He just got beaten 3-1 by Kirby.
A player named Kirby, or
A Kirby player named
Okay.
Guile Hugh. Now Guile Hugh's great. He's beaten Leo and Spargo, but I don't know. I you beat. I don't know. That's an upset and a half. Ashima was like a top seed at this tournament. I don't even think Kyle Q was in the top 16, but we'll see.
Do we have any
I mean,
favorite prequels? Those aren't made as often as sequels because of reasons, but
Tales of
still.
Berseria, which is a JRPG, an action-based JRPG in the Tales franchise. I love that game very much. And then if I had to choose another one,
Would Rayman
probably
Origin technically be prequel?
is Rayman Origins the origin of his story, or is it like I don't know?
Not
Because I
sh-
feel like some of that game takes place after like the first few Rayman games.
I
I
don't
don't know. It
remember.
feels I don't know. It feels like a reboot.
It is, but it also
And Legends came out after, so
yeah.
technically, if it's a reboot, wouldn't it be the standalone and then the first like the next one be a sequel? It doesn't technically a prequel
Can't there be
because
a
like the
sequel?
Legend of Zelda 1 isn't a prequel because it's the first one, even though it came before some of the other games.
fair
It's
enough.
a pre-sequel.
And
I mean, it's just technically it's a prequel, but it's very far.
well, no,
Threequel.
because the prequel means a game that came out after that takes place before.
Pre-sequel.
I hate you.
Yeah, it's before the sequel. I mean, there's a lot before the original.
I think I don't know. What are you know?
I mean, for me, Yakuza 0, I still put up. That's probably what
Metal Gear, Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker. That's up there for me.
I had another one in. So one in my mind. I don't know. I had it and I forgot it. I got notified and I'm like, ah, dang it. Let's take it. Fuck.
I'm trying to think of other like prequels. Yeah, they're not as common.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Trying
normally
to
you want
think
to go
of
forward.
exactly. Trying to think of. I think it's going to be Tales of Berseria. One of the only games in the Tales series that is related to another game.
I
They are almost all standalones.
really had it. Um,
Oh,
Halo Reach is a pretty good one. Halo Reach is a pretty not what I was thinking.
okay.
It's a good one.
Fair
It's
enough.
The Ace Attorney, the Great Ace Attorney. I like those a lot.
It's a good one.
Yeah, those are very fun for me.
Yeah, it's hard to remember prequels because they're not too often.
The worst part is I
Yeah,
really had it in my head and I lost it after just a minute of having it.
Do you remember what genre it is?
yeah, we
No,
can help you.
no, I completely lost it. I don't know what to tell you.
Oof.
It felt like it was a series that had multiple games, and then it did a prequel, and I'm like, okay, I don't know anymore. It's gone.
Metal
I don't even
Gear.
remember the series. No, I don't even remember the fucking series. I don't remember the type. My memory is gone, shot in the head. My
Jesus.
God.
I guess Street Fighter 4 would be that for me.
I didn't know that was. I didn't know those games had story.
Yes.
Yes,
I
they
knew
have,
like the characters had backgrounds, but I didn't know they like.
Street Fighter 3 is the best one in the timeline.
Oh, okay.
until Street Fighter 6, which is right after Street Fighter 3.
I did not know that.
Legends. Would
Yeah,
we
because
count Legends? Legends Arceus.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I think it
Yeah.
was Legends Arceus that I was talking about. That I was
Let's
thinking
go.
of.
I'm the goat.
There we go. Because I felt my mind clear and be okay with that answer. You don't know. Like the floodgates came out. I'm like,
Oh, I
yes, that's
understand,
it.
man. I know the feeling.
I was like, oh my fuck. No, that's it. That's it right there. But
Okay.
It's a game with a
Good.
very slow opening, but once you get the sticky globs, it really opens up.
it's the furthest back that we've ever fucking gone. And
Yeah.
with like a lot of games. But like
I
slice
think I
experienced it for Pokemon, where there's a lot of stuff that got answered too.
yeah, I think that Legends. So for me, it's probably Tales of Berseria, Legends Arceus, and what was the other one I said?
Fucking,
I said another one.
my memory's
What I s-
donking out on me. I don't. After that one, my memory decided, no, that's it.
I think the
We're
heat
done
is
here.
frying everyone's brains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's too
Also
hot.
gone for about an hour now.
Oh, Great Ace Attorney.
I don't
Great
know.
Ace Attorney. Yes.
I think those are my three. If I had to pick, if I had to pick between them, see, it's really difficult because I literally just beat Tales of Berseria like a month ago.
Yeah, recency bias.
So you have recency bias. It's just
Oh,
like,
definitely.
dang. Oh dang. Ugh,
But
ugh.
I think I'm gonna give it to Great Ace Attorney because those games, oof, I love Phoenix Wright.
Fair enough.
It's like unhealthy how much I enjoy those games.
I wish I could
I
get
bought them.
to play
I
them.
bought the series. I bought the sequels each twice, and I bought the like original trilogy each 4 times.
And I can't wait until the Investigations collection.
I'm
Yeah, it's actually
stoked.
finally coming out.
I'm so happy. And
Investigation.
now all we need is the next fucking game. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
can we get that? My last sequel that I want to talk about, Ace Attorney 7. Give it to me now, now,
What about
right
late?
now. No,
No.
Leighton's already coming out. I'm excited for Leighton. Leighton's already happening.
I actually did just buy like Layton 2 through whatever.
They're so good.
I haven't played them yet.
I haven't played the third one. I've beaten the first one, the second one, and then this. So it's similar to like Star Wars, where the first three were are they actually the sequels technically, and then the next three are prequels. So it's similar to that. The first three, I started with the second three. I beat all three of them, and then I recently beat the first one, and I'm like almost done the second one.
And where does Catriel take place?
That is way after. So that is after like the sixth game, or that is technically the third game, where like, and I think that might also be after this new game that's coming out.
So it's a pre-sequel.
No, Catriel Layton is a sequel to Professor Layton.
No, I'm talking about the new one that's coming out.
Yeah, it's a sequel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly because
It's a
I know
My
I don't know enough about.
mind's being
We don't know
fried
enough
too.
about. We don't know enough about the new Professor Layton to say really when it's gonna. All we know is it takes place after the third game, which
is the latest.
aside from aside from like out of the main 6 games, the third game is the last one in the timeline. Catriel Layton takes place after that one. I'm pretty sure because Layton is missing, and Layton also doesn't have a daughter in that game. In the
Mario's
third game, Mario's missing.
and then Luigi's Time Machine, I think it was. I don't know. Those were the two weirdest games in the Mario franchise.
All right, I think that's it for me. I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to do. I mean,
Also, happy 50 episodes, guys. We did it. We stayed here. We're still doing it.
I mean, I still have stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you okay? Cool. Then let's keep going.
Okay, Halo 3, amazing sequel.
I don't know. You guys know I don't know Halo.
Yes. Uh, here's more of a wish thing. Bayonetta 2, 3, and Cereza. I wish it would be on things other than Nintendo platforms. It deserves
yeah,
spotlight.
yeah. I know. I think is Bayonetta 2 on other platforms? I swear
Bayonetta
it
2 is
was.
Nintendo exclusive. Bayonetta 1 is on everything.
I know Bayonetta. I just thought I guess my brain's fried. I'll just have to check.
Fair enough. I
I
think all
thought it was on everything.
a sequel that I want. I'd say either a collection of the Igavania games, which are technically sequels, because they take
The
place
what?
Castlevania, the made by Iga.
I
Kogara
don't. What
uh,
games would they be?
Aria of Sorrow,
Yeah.
One of Sorrow, Circle of Ecclesia,
Oh,
or no, Order of
yeah,
Ecclesia,
they're good. Order of Ecclesia, Portrait of Ruin.
Portrait of Ruin, yes. They are amazing. They need
Circle of the Moon, I
Circle
think
of
is
the
the other one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. They all just need the
They
Game
need
Boy.
to be remade.
Yeah,
First off,
ports, remakes.
we need ports. We need an update. Um, and then
I
I
was thinking
think
of, I was thinking of original Bayo got freaking. That was what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Bayo 1 got ported on everything. Bayo 2, 3, and Cereza the spin-off, which is actually
three, three was not. Oh, can I say this? Will I get flamed?
what
Do people agree with three was not very good?
Nope.
some people
I
agree with you.
didn't hear good things. I didn't hear good things about Bayo.
It looks good,
It needs to be
but
on a platform that performs better.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
on the Switch.
no, Joey, no, it's not the performance. I mean, it is. That definitely doesn't help.
Yeah.
But that's not it. Did you? I don't want to spoil things. Did either of you play the game?
No.
I no
Do either of you plan to play the game?
Yes.
no.
Okay, I'll try to dance around some things. I won't go into the story. Um, the story isn't bad. I don't think it's very bad, but there's the gameplay, man. It's not Bayonetta 2. It's not Bayo 1. It's weird.
I
I
hear
know I'm using that word a lot, but it's not good. It's weird, but I can also confidently say it's not good.
it's like kaiju stuff, right? Like
It's just there's a lot that I don't look. I can't say a lot because a lot of it is tied to story elements, but I can say that it's it. Let me put it this way: it's not very fluent, or it's not very fluid, I should say. It's very stiff. It's very awkward. I don't think performance is the only thing that needs to be improved. Um, and I mean, there are whole sections of the game that I just couldn't be asked to get through. Like, I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't beat the game. I just could not finish it. It was just not an enjoyable experience.
fair enough. I just want it to be ported to different things so that other people can experience it, whether it's good or bad.
Having accessibility
Yeah.
is also really nice,
Yeah.
especially since one of them is one of the original ones of it very accessible, but afterwards not accessible through sequel.
Yeah. Now listen, Bayo 2, I understand people don't like that it was exclusive. That's a fucking awesome game. I would
Oh
love
yeah,
for more people to be able to play it, but that game doesn't need to be improved. Bayo 3, I don't know if I want other people to play it because I want a fourth game. And I think if other people play the third one, the reputation will go further down. So it's not good. It's
I understand. I understand.
I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna agree with that. And feel free to disagree. Give me your opinions. Put in the make it a spoiler comment if you're gonna
I mean,
say anything, and I'll read it. But if
I mean,
I would
part of the
love to
reason,
hear
like,
I'd love to hear people's reasons as to why they do like the game.
I understand for that too. It's like the sense of like for Overwatch, that's a big issue for me of just like, oh yeah, I can't even tell people to go back and play Overwatch 1 instead
Because you can't.
because
You
I
can't.
can't.
Yeah.
Overwatch 1 is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In order for server space, so that was a pain. I mean, I feel like another game did that recently too. they literally just made a 2 version and just killed the.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it was Counter Strike actually. Counter
Counter-Strike.
Strike original is dead.
Did you
Hey
see what
James,
it is?
hey James, real quick here, buddy. You're a sports
Yeah.
guy. Do you follow baseball?
No, I do not. Baseball is the most boring of all the sports.
I we are we are not a sports podcast. I'll let that slide. Baseball is the most requires the highest level of intellect out of the 4 main sports.
Requires
And it's
IQ.
yeah, it is also extremely difficult to play. It's probably the hardest one to play. We can go into that at a different time. I played baseball for 16 years. I know more than you.
It's
Anyway,
boring to watch. It's boring to
fair.
watch.
Okay, I can if yeah, all right, I'll give you that. If you have never
On
played
the
it, yeah, I
no,
can see
on
that.
the inside, on the inside. Oh man, I gotta concentrate on this. Oh, I need to know when to steal. Oh, I
Anyway,
need to be sure to jump at the
do
right
you
time to
know
catch the
about the
ball. On
Phillies
the
right now?
outside, no,
You don't know anything about the Phillies right now? You don't know that we're the
no.
best team in baseball? No, okay. Well,
We.
the Phillies are the best team in baseball right now, which is awesome. But they just lost to the second or third worst team in baseball, 18-3.
Damn.
That in baseball.
Yeah.
that's a football score.
Yeah, that sounds like ball score.
Whew.
What did they put their third stringers out there and told them to just lie down on the ground?
Well, no.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
We did have we
Oh God, he's cutting out.
He's cutting out.
didn't have our starting pitcher. At our starting no, I am. Hello?
Oh,
Did
he.
Hello?
you have the same? Okay, I heard that you didn't have the starting pitcher. Did you have none of the starting batters?
No, we had the full lineup of the starting batters.
Oh no!
Oof.
Oh no!
Like the full, and 8 of them are going to the all. 8 of the 9 starters, 8 are going to the All-Star game. 8.
Yes, I can hear. I can hear. That's the majority of the team.
5 starting pitchers and 3 starting of the starting lineup are going to the All-Star game. And 3 of the other 3 starting hitters are going to the All-Star game as backups. So that's 6 of the starting hitters that all played. No, 5 of them played. One of them's injured. 5 of them played.
They were just taking a break that game. Don't worry about it.
But
Don't worry about it. They wanted to take a break that game.
Wait, why did we had a good we were playing what's called a bullpen game because we didn't have a starting pitcher that was rested, so we were using all of our relievers in the bullpen. Our first reliever who started the game, he only pitched 1 inning. He didn't give up a single hit or a run. They took him out. Why? They took him out in the second inning. The next guy went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs. And the next guy came in, went 1 inning, gave up 4 runs. And then what the fuck happened here? Then they put the catcher into pitch because at that point it was out. He gave up 5 runs.
Gotta have to catch it. It's like, wait, let me show you how you guys do it. That's how you don't use bad pitches.
Why did we take out the first pitcher? Did he get hurt? Did he have a heat stroke?
Saving energy.
We were winning this game going into the 4th inning.
With your backup, you were winning.
Whew. This game was 1-0 going into the 4th inning, and it wasn't even that. It was 4-1 going into the 6th inning. That's not that bad, and it was 7-3, which is getting there, and then in the 7th inning, it was 7-3. So that's pretty bad, but it's not the worst. It's still you could come back from it, and then in the 7th inning after that, it was 10-3. Then it was 13-3, and then it was 18-3. We gave up 8 home runs. Wow. To a team that has the exact opposite record of us. We are 62-34. I repeat, 62-34. This
Oh,
team
man.
that just beat us 18-3 is 37-61.
Oh, man. Dang.
They single-handedly brought our run differential down by 15.
I just want to be a little goofy, you know?
Ooh.
I just wanted to
Extremely
take a
goofy.
break that day. They didn't really feel like it, you know?
Oh.
They didn't really feel like it that day.
SpongeBob reference.
And you know what's sad? We're still the best team in baseball by 4 games. Ooh.
Yeah.
My internet is just not working.
It's
Well,
shitting the
do
bed,
we
right?
want to
Ah,
call it here?
I I don't know if I can continue.
Cool, awesome. Thank you all for listening. No, it's been a bit. Happy 50 episodes.
Happy 50th.
Oh man.
I can't believe it. I thought we would have killed each other by this point. We've gotten close.
We're too far from each other. And it's too
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah,
for-
that's
You
true.
know,
It's too damn hot.
It's too hot to do anything. So we're not just yet.
That's too damn bad.
Well, I hope
Yeah.
you all. Thank you for listening. If you have, hope to see you in the sequel to this episode next time.
What are we doing next time?
Something.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I would like to talk about the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC.
Fair enough.
Can we make an entire episode on that? Because I haven't played it.
It could be just a 30-minute thing between me and Joey if you haven't played it.
I haven't played it. We can talk about Mike's upcoming dilemma of being forced to buy an Xbox.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones.
You could just get a PC.
that's
But
way more expensive, dude.
It's way more expensive.
I'm
It's
saving
also
for
way
a
more
house.
versatile.
Yeah, but I'm saving for a house.
Fair enough. You
How
need to
would-
save money. where
How
you
much
can.
how much would be an Xbox Series S? Let's all
It's
because
like
it's probably gone
$200.
down. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a really cheap console. You can take it anywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna
mean-
just get it, and you know what? It'll get me 2 games. I'll be able to play Doom. I won't have to get a PS5. So
Hey, you can probably try out other exclusives like Halo.
I don't push your luck.
Halo Infinite, free
Ori?
multiplayer.
Unless if you already played Ori.
I have played Ori both games. They're great,
Yes.
but they're not
You
exclusive
get
to
Minecraft
Xbox.
for free on the Xbox, and since it's now crossplay technically, play it on
No.
You have Uno.
You kidding? Actually, that's a free on the Game Pass. Sorry.
Okay, so before we leave, I want to wish some sequels/ports into existence.
Oh yeah, sure. We have been
Yes.
doing that recently. Too.
We have to
Which
do
technically-
okay.
Which technically is on topic.
We will lose the magic, I believe, if we do too many at once. The gods it has to be done. So I think we get one each at episode.
Get one each an episode to talk about. I mean,
Because I don't know, we got to keep the magic. We got to keep it flowing. If we burn it too quickly, I don't know. I'm not gonna do one this episode because I think mine is already spent. I got Metroid.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw it to you guys. I think we get one each. We got to keep the magic flowing. You know, if we do 5, then it's gonna seem obvious. They're gonna know somebody's behind the scenes.
Joey, it's on you because I keep on getting mine. Sonic Frontiers and then getting freaking Sparking Zero. I think I'm set for a bit.
Yeah, but I think you get to. I think you get a bonus one because of Overwatch 2.
I really should get a bonus one for Overwatch 2.
I think you do get a bonus one.
I basically got one stolen from me with that.
All right, Joey. Joey, you can have mine from this episode, so you can do 2.
I can do 2.
You can do 2. You can have mine. I got Metroid. You can have mine from this episode.
I have 3 that I want, but I'm gonna narrow it down to 2.
Yeah, just do the next one next episode.
I really want, in the vein of we both like this, the DS Castlevania games collection.
Yes.
We need that.
Updated and redone. Oh yeah.
That would be amazing.
And like, oh my god. So maybe get some voice acting in there if it's appropriate.
I mean, Order of
Oh,
Glacius
that'd
would
be
have
so
voice
good.
acting. Just little.
Yeah,
split.
I know. But now you got it on maybe. Oh,
And then
that'd be sick.
the
And
second...
release it to everyone.
James, I'm gonna have you pick between two
You got wait.
parties.
If you okay, I was gonna say you got to do 1 or 2. If you speak them both, I'm worried that we'll jinx it.
No, I'm not
You
gonna
pick
speak
A
them
or
both.
B?
I'm just gonna say who publishes them, and James is gonna
Okay.
have to decide: Nintendo
Okay.
or Sony.
Ooh.
Oh, I kind of
Uh,
want to see what the Sony one is, but I feel like
I
I might know what it is.
I don't know. I know you didn't
Go
ask
with the
me,
Sony
but
one.
I'll
Go with the Sony one.
okay.
Go with the Sony one.
Bloodborne. Give us either a sequel to
Yeah!
Bloodborne.
I was right.
Yeah. I think that'd be awesome.
Give us Bloodborne 2, you
Why
motherfucker.
haven't they given us a sequel to Bloodborne? That's so
because
weird.
because Sony wants to keep Bloodborne on PlayStation as long as possible.
They kept it on the PlayStation 4 and nothing else for so long.
They have not improved it at all.
That one was
Wait, you want
wait.
you want a
That was
remake
a
or you
port.
want a sequel?
Either.
Either.
Oh, okay.
Getting
I
us
thought
a
you
chance-
wanted
Getting
okay.
other people a chance to play Bloodborne.
Or a
lot-
Bloodborne-like
what-
game.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Lies of P is kind of like a Bloodborne.
Oh, go fuck
not
yourself, dude.
really.
There's no
But it's not
place
a good,
in the
but it's
world
not
for
a
that
good
shit.
one. But it's not a good one. Is what
There's
I'm
no
saying.
place. I'm watching Smash Tournament right now, guys. So I'm not talking to you guys. I apologize that just kind of came out of nowhere. There's just too much transphobia. Leave her alone. She's a good
Yeah.
commentator.
That and wokeness. I mean, the talk of wokeness.
Just
is
God, like
bad.
they just had
Okay.
to disable. Oh my God, they just disabled the chat because of it. I mean, good. I mean, I get it, but just ban the people. Like you don't have to disable the entire chat. Oh, that's so funny.
That happens a lot, especially with the There's the issue too with Mr. Beast's one trans member that
Yeah, Chris. I like Chris,
yeah,
and she seems so much happier now. So
yes, and she hasn't showed up in a lot of Mr. Beast videos since.
there she is. She's been in like the last few.
Which one are you
Mr. Beast tries to like rotate. Like he's got a big team.
I haven't seen.
But
I must have missed a one time they showed.
yeah, Chris was in the island video. She didn't go to every single video or to every single island, but none of them went to every single island except for like 2 of them. Like they kept switching.
It was in the island. Not a-
She was in the world's deadliest obstacle course.
I think we can all agree that people are humans no matter what they decide to call themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And they deserve respect.
Exactly. Now, if the listen, I'll play the devil's advocate for a second. I'll do it. If the trans person happened to be a shitty commentator, I would be on the side of, okay, let's get a different commentator. But it's not because they're trans. It's because they suck at their job.
Hate them for being.
Hate them for
hate 'em
their
for-
actions and the quality of their effort, not necessarily for what they are.
Yeah.
But like this person's a good commentator. I've heard her many times. I hate people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to mine that I talked about before.
Yes.
I really want Pokemon Ranger for Switch.
Yes.
It would be difficult to do, but I agree.
Why? No, it wouldn't. Think about it. Think about it logically.
Motion
It
controls.
should have been for the Wii too.
Yeah, the
for the motion
Joy-Cons.
controls.
It would be fun.
It would
It
be
would
fun,
work.
and it feels like it works. It should. It just should. Because I talked about it before, and now that I look back at my notes, I'm like, back to Dream Games, saw Pokemon Ranger. I'm just like, no, that's it.
Yeah.
That should be it. It should be a thing.
It should work. Like the Joy-Con. The Joy-Cons have issues, but the Joy-Cons have issues, but the motion control isn't bad.
I've seen a lot of games where they shoehorn in motion controls or try to translate it from touch to motion, and it just doesn't work that well.
But I feel like this one works because it feels like you're an actual Pokemon Ranger, because they're literally using something they had to spin in their hand to capture Pokemon.
Yeah.
Fair
It'll
enough.
be different than before, but
I don't know,
or
you could just make it a joystick. I mean, if worst comes to worst, you offer an option for a joystick. I can match, man. I can draw circles with my joystick.
Even still, the Switch has touchscreen capability still too.
Yeah.
So you could use it on that. Either way, you have two options.
Bring back styluses.
It works regardless.
Yeah.
It works regardless.
I
Either
kind of
style,
don't see it, but I would hope for it.
You can use a stylus, use your finger, it still works on the Switch. Or you can do it like how I said, using the motion controls, how they do in-game. It works either way.
Remember, this is Nintendo, so
well,
not only that,
they should do.
It's Pokemon Company.
It is Pokemon Company, and they haven't looked at Pokemon Ranger for. And I hate that.
Yeah.
They just haven't. But I mean, since they went back to other shit, like, hey, they went back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, they were thinking of doing Pokemon Chose again. I was like, yo, it's around the same time Pokemon Ranger, another good side game.
I do have all the Pokemon Ranger games. I need to get back in.
Same. They're fun.
They're fun. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. That's what I wish to existence.
Okay. I think that's it.
I think that's it for me, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you all for listening again. In our off tangents, but for our episode on sequels and prequels, thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Hello, thank you for watching. Hello, thank you for watching.
As always, I've been Mike.
I'm James.
And I'm Joey.
And we will see you next time in a pretty much just random episode, no specific topics.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.